Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Life game. Believe in yourself. Yeah, I be talking about the ladies and everything on these car videos all the time, but I'm gonna give y'all some life game, man. And chop it up with y'all for a bit about just life, just making it in life. And yeah, that includes women too. You can apply it to women, but really just apply it to everything. Just believing in yourself, you know? Even if we just talk about women, a lot of guys don't believe in themselves as far as getting a woman. A whole lot of guys don't. But you have to believe in yourself. But really, just life in general. Life, period. Because I was thinking about that this morning as I was working on some videos for my money channel. My money channel. You know, it's interesting. Yeah, when I talk about men not having to use money to get women, some people will think, oh, he's telling men to be broke and stuff. Yet I have a money channel. Anyway, I was thinking about that. Just because where I'm at now in my life. And I don't work for anybody. I haven't worked for another human being. Haven't had a W-2 since 2017. I haven't had to report to work. I can do stuff when I want. I can do my videos when I want, work on what I want, talk about what I want. Which is why I'm real, I'm funking when people say, hey, do a video on this. It's like, no, I do what I want. And part of that is just that sovereignty I talk about. And a big part of that sovereignty, period, is really just doing the things. Okay, what you want to do? That person waiting for me. That person was being a bammer. They could have just went on. Anyway, right? I was just thinking about everything. I haven't worked for anybody in a long time. And I worked to get to this point. But I remember when I was working, I always joke about those 1,000 jobs. But I did have a lot. But one thing I would catch from people on those jobs, and even from my own family, members, loving them to death, but there were times they didn't believe in me. You ever just go through life, like if you ever go through life and other people don't believe in you, you just smile, look them in the eye if necessary, or to yourself, depending on the situation, and say, fuck you. Seriously. And do yourself, because too many people get caught up in what the theys tell you. And the theys in this case are people close to you, not like the global days, but like people who might work with you, people in your own family. For some guys, even some woman that you sleeping with. In fact, let me get back on that woman thing, since y'all like me talking about women. Fellas, if you with a woman and you tell her what you want to do and she don't believe in it, you don't need her. Because I remember back in the 90s when I first decided I wanted to be a writer, I encountered quite a few women who weren't down for that. One woman, and she had that body I like, nice, that shapely, that thick shapely and all of that. And I was telling her the things I wanted to do, and she was like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. Man, that's some good ass booty, dude. Too, but I couldn't mess with her no more. And there was a few other women, like I had talked about somewhere, one of these channels, about this woman who worked in the publishing industry, and I told her I wanted to write. She didn't give me any help. And there's plenty who didn't believe in me. Now the women I dealt with, like one woman at least said, okay, let me see what you got. Okay, that's fair. Another woman, a few other women said they wanted to see what I have. One didn't even ask to check what I wrote. She was a writer herself, so I remember we wrote a few things together. Very beautiful woman. But she believed. But one thing I did, I left the women who didn't believe in that dream alone. And it's not just women. You could be on a job. I remember quite a few jobs, quite a few of my 1,000 jobs. I always joke about that. I ain't literally have 1,000 jobs, just a whole lot. But you get some people working on, oh, say you're just a dreamer or something, or just this. And the funny thing is, I ain't really talk about what I wanted to do, but I always gave that attitude, gave that body language and everything, like I wasn't going to be stuck on a job. And quite a few jobs had some people, they would be stuck there. You could even tell by how they moved, but that wasn't me. Because I believe no matter what happened, no matter what went on, I always believed I could do better. Shoot, there was some family stuff that happened one time, man. It was real bad. I mean, we ain't gonna say I was underwater. I was held down under the ocean with weights on me, and I was like, nah, I can still do better. I can still do better. I still believe in my ability to do something. Because one of the things just coming up, no matter what, I would think to myself, I can do this no matter what. I can't give up. There was never a point I gave up. I don't even want to know. Yeah, something over here at the school. Anyway, I would just keep going. You know, one of the things in life you got to do, one, I don't care what your dream is, what you want to do, you keep going. And yes, you're going to get some naysayers. Keep your dream to yourself. Or some people, even if you involved in making your dream come true, you in the business, there's somebody going to come against you, say, oh, you can't do this, you can't do this. They don't know you personally. Shoot. You always get some people going to do something. Shoot. Content creators will get some detractor or something. Every now and then, I'll say something about the detractors. My thing I would say to them is, you watching me though? While you have to go to the job, you might be watching me on your lunch break. Meanwhile, if I don't want to do anything for a couple of days, I don't have to do anything and still get paid. Back when I had my stroke, I was out of commission for nearly 2 months, and I didn't miss a single bill. Because I did so well with what I was doing, following my dreams and everything. I had the money, everything. And I could pay bills just from my phone. That's all I needed. Couldn't even walk and stuff. Still did some stuff. When I came back and started doing videos, I didn't know I had a walker. I had to use a walker to get to, sit in my couch. I had to use a walker. I put it out of the way. People couldn't see it, but I couldn't even eat. But I still believed in what I could do. And see, I'm talking about myself using an example. You can follow the example. I don't care what it is that you want to do in life, what your dream is. You always going to get some naysayers. But you got to believe in yourself more than anybody else. You don't need validation from anyone else. Because you might not get validation. See, that's a sad part with many people. They look for validation from somebody. You ain't going to get it. Let me throw women in there. Because I know guys, like I said earlier, guys want to hear about women and stuff. Yeah, you like validation from a lady, but every woman ain't going to ever give you validation. When I, using the example again of when I started writing, every woman didn't feel me. Yet, in my life, I've published 12 books. 9 are still on the market. I might get around to rewriting the first ones. And trust me, I had to go through some stuff. And I had people putting them down, everything. like I remember this one woman. It was a group. It was when I first started. Had like 250 subs. And this dude and 3 women came after me hard. And one of them had my book, right? And one of them had my book and was like saying, oh, it wasn't all that. But then I actually wrote, I said, well, if it wasn't all that, why you still have it after like over a decade? And you were able to find it over a decade. If I don't like a book, I get rid of it. If I bought the book and I don't like it, it was crap, I get rid of it. Why you still have my stuff? See, that's another thing too. If somebody jumping on you or trying to say you can't do something, here's how you get them. Because some people, and this something I might talk about on my Deep Thought channel. You get some people, they jump on you because you're doing something that they wanted to do. So if anybody jump on you for something, or they say, well, I don't like how you doing it. Okay, well, show me how to do it better. I used to do that, like when I first started. Somebody didn't like how I was doing some videos or what I was talking about. I was like, okay, well, show me how to do it better. Show me your channel. They didn't. But you're gonna get that. I'm gonna tell you something in life. You're gonna get people come against you, but you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta love yourself more. Like I always say on these channels, your main relationship is with yourself. You gotta love yourself, because you don't want to be one of those people who wanted to do a bunch of stuff and didn't do it. I'll be talking about that not this weekend, maybe next weekend. I don't know. I always do my stuff early. But it's something very important. But I was moved to talk about that today. Now, I ain't pressed about how many people watch or anything like that. Somebody needed to hear it. Indeed, I remember when I was doing a self-improvement summit with C Boogie. Shout C Boogie out. We were down in Atlanta, and I remember I wanted to stop doing my Sunday videos. But then I met a pair of dynamic twins, and they said one of my Sunday videos got them through a bad place. I was like, what? I'm gonna keep doing it. But one of the things I believed in myself is helping other people. And see, I'm talking about myself, but I'm just using myself as an example. I don't ask anybody to do anything that I couldn't do. You know, even when I talk about body game, I just came back from the gym, leg day. Despite everything now, I can't throw up 300 pounds like I used to. But believing in myself, I got back up there. Believing in myself, I was able to walk again. And I'll get to 300 pounds again. Well, maybe not. Maybe for something to do. I don't know. But whatever the case, I know I can do it if I need to. And going through life, you have to believe in yourself. I don't care who you are, because the rest of the world don't really give a shit about you. And people will constantly try to break you down. They don't want to see you succeed because they're not succeeding. But in life, you got to say to yourself, no, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to stick with. And it might not be right away. It took me years to get to a point where I didn't have to work for someone else. A second time anyway. There was a first time. And sometimes you're going to fall. When they talk about millionaires, the average millionaire has been bankrupt 3 times. The average millionaire. Yet they keep going. Shoot, if you look at success stories, they'll all have a story about when they had to sleep on an air mattress or something. Indeed, I've talked about that on my money channel. When I first started doing this, I was sleeping on an air mattress. When I first started doing this, I was sleeping on an air mattress. And it was tough. I would just change the air mattress, get a new one, because, they invariably got messed up. Oh, man, Popo was right there. I didn't even notice him. But you just have to keep doing. You have to just keep going. And that's one thing just in life. I'm saying in life, y'all. In life, you have to keep going. In life, you got to decide what you're going to do. In life, you have to say, I'm going to believe in myself. And yeah, you're going to get some family members who are going to try to put you down, who are going to question what you do, going to laugh at you. You're going to get some family members who are going to, like I say, family members, women, and shoot, even some of y'all women watching, y'all might catch a guy say that. Everybody gonna catch somebody. You always gonna catch somebody, but no matter what you doing, no matter where you going, you gotta believe in yourself and what you can do, what you can accomplish. And you have to know yourself. Not just believe it, but know you can do it. And know that you're going to stick with it. And I'm going to tell you what, it's not always going to be easy. And you are going to have occasions where you do fall. You're going to fall in a hole sometime. You're going to run into that detour sometime. Success is never a straight line. And I've said that constantly. I will constantly say that. Success is never a straight line. It's a squiggly ball. But if you got to believe in yourself, if you have that dream, you got to keep going no matter what. And that's the ultimate game. You know. Shoot, getting women is just really the commercial to your main program. And even when you deal with women, they need to be in cooperation with your operation. As I said with my writing, that's something I wanted to do. That was deep. And everything I have now is because of writing. And like I said, there were some women who didn't believe in the writing. I didn't deal with them. Some of them were fine too. I remember I met one woman at this thing, and it was an event and everybody was dancing, and I was just talking to her just to be nice. And I said I wanted to write, and she said, well, how can you support me as a writer? And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, I'm just talking to you for something to do. I didn't even ask her name. But that's not somebody I would have dealt with. But when I look at the women who supported me as a writer, they were strong. They believed in what I could do. They were there for me. I think of a lot of them. I don't have anything against them. Even ones I broke up with, I didn't have anything against them. They were very supportive of me. But the key was I was supportive of myself. I believed in myself. And every single one of y'all, this ain't, like I said, this is bigger than just getting some pussy. I mean, that's actually easy. But do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in the things you want to do? Do you believe in the places you want to go? Because once you believe in yourself, everything else falls into place. The type of life you want to live, the type of woman you want to get. Because as I always say, the woman has to be in cooperation with your operation, no matter what. If she don't, because the worst thing is if a woman don't believe in you. And I said this earlier. Let me stick on that. Because a lot of guys, no matter what's going on, want the women. Okay, fine. Does that woman believe in you? Is she supportive of you? No matter what she's doing. And shoot, she don't need to do anything as long as she's supportive. You know? It don't have to be much. I remember when I was vending at this expo back in the day. I had a woman, she came up, and this was one of the first times I was vending. She looked at my table, helped hook me up. Shoot. I remember another woman, shoot. She was a fashion designer. She didn't like my look. She gave me a shirt. She gave me some clothes. She would say, nah, Ron, hold up. You got to look like this. And I'm cool with them to this day. To this day. Because it wasn't that they helped me to write, but they were helping me do what I was supposed to do. That's the type of woman you want. But to even get to that point, you got to believe in yourself. You have to know what you want to do, no matter what. Don't let anybody tell you to do something different, or you need to do this, or you shouldn't do that, or don't. And even writing. Let me talk about that writing thing. What if I didn't write? I wouldn't be watching this video now. I wouldn't be in the position I am now. And indeed, you got some writers. Shoot, they became millionaires, maybe even billionaires. Writing. Because that's another thing too. Don't get caught up in somebody saying, "Oh, you can't make it." And only a few people make it. Well, your brain need to be like, well, I'm gonna be among that few people. They say, well, only like on YouTube, they'll say maybe, I think it's like 3%, 4% that get over 100,000 subs. Well, I was like, okay, I gotta get there. The next thing is 1 million subs. Might be a while, but still. You always got to have the attitude like, this is what you are going to do. This is what you're going to make it at. You got to ignore the naysayers. Because as us always say, the naysayers, they really just saying what they can do, but they not you. You know what talent you were blessed with. You know deep down what you dream about doing. Go for it. Believe in yourself. You don't need anybody else. You don't need anybody else's validation. It makes it easier, but if that's what you want to do, it's too many people, men and women, who didn't go for a dream because of somebody else didn't like it. Like, I wish I had done every time somebody didn't like a video, or somebody didn't like something I wrote, or anything I did. I wish I had done. Or the proverbial dime. I'd be rich now. And I kept going. You know how many people don't like these videos? How many thumbs downs I've gotten? Not a lot, but still got some. I was like, man. Or somebody will even come and say something and say, well, you ain't this or that. It's like, well, shit, don't watch them motherfuckers. Because I'm going to keep going. Because I know if I've had some people try to, like, interfere with me even doing these videos and stuff. It was like, shit, if you don't like it, don't watch. Shit. It's just that simple. And that's how you got to be. If somebody don't like what you're doing, tell them to stay the fuck out your face. Don't watch. You're not messing with them. You're not forcing them to do anything. I want y'all to think about that too. Really think about that. You keep going. You believe in who you are, no matter what. No matter what. No matter what somebody say. No matter what they do. Whatever. You got too much of that in this world anyway. Too many people telling you how you can't do something. Screw that. Screw that. If you can't, you can still make yourself shoot. You can still do something. You can still fix up. Shoot, even, you know what? And I'll end this with women. You can get the women you want. As long as but you gotta believe in yourself before anything else. You can looks, max, body gain, get more money, whatever you think. Develop that mouthpiece, but you gotta believe in yourself to do it. No matter what, all right? So, that's my life game. I was just moved to do that. Whoever needed to hear it will probably hear it, all right? So anyway, I'll get back with you. Peace.